In a quiet neighborhood in Dallas, Texas, 28-year-old Marcus Hill spent his days working in a small, cluttered garage. Known for his skill with engines and his unassuming kindness, Marcus often helped neighbors repair old cars for free, refusing any payment when he knew someone struggled to make ends meet. Despite the grease-stained hands and endless hours, he loved the work. But his true passion wasn't fixing engines. It was helping people who were overlooked, forgotten, or told that nothing could be done for them. One rainy evening, the squeal of tires drew Marcus's attention. A mother rushed up to the garage, holding the door for a wheelchair. Her young daughter, Lily Matthews, aged 12, looked frail and withdrawn. Her legs were paralyzed from a rare accident years ago, and doctors had long given up hope for improvement. The wheelchair she relied on daily had become more of a burden than a tool, wobbly, uncomfortable, and barely functional. Tears welled in her mother's eyes as she approached Marcus, desperation etched into every line of her face. "Can you help her?" she asked softly, her voice shaking. Marcus knelt beside Lily, gently examining the chair. His eyes ran over the bent wheels, cracked footrests and worn armrests. "I'll do more than just fix this," he whispered. "I'll make sure you're comfortable and safe." Lily's eyes, dull and hopeless for so long, sparked with a tiny glimmer of anticipation. Marcus had seen this expression before, but only rarely, a sign that someone was ready to believe again. The rain tapped softly against the garage roof as Marcus worked methodically. He removed the wheels, tightened screws, and replaced worn parts with care. He reinforced the frame, ensuring stability, and added custom supports to help Lily sit upright with proper posture. Hours passed, and the storm outside seemed to mirror the struggle inside the garage. Marcus refused to rush. He knew every adjustment mattered. With each turn of a wrench and tap of a hammer, he could feel Lily relaxing into the chair, her tiny hands cautiously exploring the armrests, testing its safety. Marcus's dedication didn't go unnoticed. Lily's mother hovered nearby, silently, watching, unsure if hope was realistic. Marcus offered her a reassuring smile, saying, "She's strong. We just need to give her the right support." Slowly, Lily began to respond, moving her fingers along the joystick, feeling the tension ease. For the first time in years, she felt that the wheelchair could serve her, not restrict her. Marcus's work transformed a simple mobility device into a tool of empowerment. Late into the night, Marcus worked tirelessly. He polished the frame, adjusted the brakes, and tested each mechanism multiple times. He even added a small cushion, carefully positioned to relieve pressure points that had caused Lily discomfort for years. Sweat dripped from his forehead, but he ignored fatigue. For Marcus, this wasn't just a repair. It was a chance to give a young girl something no doctor had provided, a sense of independence and dignity. He imagined Lily gliding confidently across the garage floor, a smile brightening her face. By the time dawn approached, the wheelchair gleamed under the soft light filtering through the garage windows. Marcus stepped back, surveying his work. Lily tentatively sat down, gripping the armrests. She pushed lightly, and the chair moved smoothly across the floor. Her eyes widened with surprise, and a smile slowly spread across her face. Her mother gasped, tears streaming down her cheeks. Thank you so much," she whispered. Marcus nodded quietly, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment that went far beyond any paycheck or praise. Marcus watched Lily maneuver herself around the garage, each motion more confident than the last. The joy in her movements radiated through the room. He realized then that what he had done was more than a mechanical repair. It was a restoration of hope, courage, and self-belief. Lily had been told she was limited, that her life would be constrained, but with this wheelchair, carefully rebuilt and thoughtfully enhanced, she now held a new sense of freedom. Marcus felt a quiet pride, knowing that one night of work could ripple outward, changing a life forever. Lily's mother continued to watch, her hands clasped, overwhelmed by emotion. "You've given her more than just a chair," she said softly. Marcus smiled, shaking his head humbly. "She gave herself the courage. I just helped it along." For a young girl who had spent years confined, restricted, and ignored by a world that had written her off, Marcus's dedication offered a lifeline. And for Marcus, it reaffirmed why he had chosen this path, not just to fix cars, but to fix hearts, spirits, and lives when opportunity presented itself. Over the next few weeks, Marcus Hill didn't simply stop at repairing the wheelchair. Every day he observed Lily Matthews carefully as she tested her mobility, noting even the smallest movements of her legs and hands. He measured angles, adjusted the frame for optimal support, and added gentle reinforcements to the armrests and footrests. Marcus experimented with tiny improvements, small cushions, better grips, and even subtle modifications to the joystick to reduce strain. Each adjustment was intentional, crafted to empower Lily without overwhelming her. The young girl, initially cautious, began to respond with curiosity, her eyes lighting up each time a new feature made movement easier. In addition to physical improvements, Marcus introduced exercises she could perform while seated. He encouraged stretching, slight leg lifts and hand movements, explaining them simply so Lily could follow along. He spoke to her with patience, never rushing, and celebrated every small success. Her mother, watching from the corner, learned to continue these exercises at home, gaining confidence in her daughter's progress. Lily began to smile more often, and her laughter, once rare, started echoing softly through the garage. These small sounds of joy became a reward for Marcus, reinforcing the importance of perseverance and care. Word of Marcus's dedication quickly spread throughout the local community. Parents approached him, sharing stories of children with challenges similar to Lily's. Some asked for advice, others simply expressed admiration. Marcus, however, remained focused on Lily, knowing that her progress was still fragile. "You can do this," he whispered one evening, as she wobbled in the chair without his assistance for the first time. The determination in her eyes, coupled with a shy but growing smile, told him she was ready to regain independence. Marcus felt pride mixed with quiet humility. He was witnessing the rebirth of hope in a child who had once been written off by the world. As the weeks progressed, Marcus fine-tuned the wheelchair further, adjusting the resistance on the wheels, softening the cushioning, and ensuring all supports were aligned with Lily's posture. Each tiny improvement allowed her to move more naturally. At first, Lily relied heavily on Marcus's guidance, gripping the sides for support. Gradually, she began to trust her own strength, experimenting with turns, slight pushes, and gentle stops. Her confidence grew visibly with each trial. Marcus noted every milestone with meticulous care, recording them in a notebook, not for recognition, but to ensure he could continue guiding her safely and effectively. Meanwhile, Lily's personality began to shine again. The shy, withdrawn child who had spent years in despair now laughed, chatted with her mother, and even challenged Marcus to friendly races around the garage. Neighbors, passing by, started noticing her transformation. They would pause to watch the determined girl maneuver herself skillfully, her smile bright and contagious. Some offered encouragement, while others applauded her progress. Marcus, often quietly observing, felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He realized his role had evolved from mechanic to mentor, caregiver, and friend, a position he had never imagined, but now embraced fully. Her mother, initially hesitant and worried, also witnessed a remarkable change. She saw the sparkle return to her daughter's eyes and the newfound energy in her movements. Marcus patiently taught her mother techniques to support Lily at home, explaining exercises, safety tips, and ways to encourage independence without pressure. These sessions strengthened the bond between them, creating a team dedicated to Lily's growth. Slowly, Home became an extension of the garage, a safe environment where Lily could continue to build strength and confidence. Each small victory, whether a smooth turn or a stable stop, was celebrated quietly but meaningfully. By the end of the month, Lily could maneuver her wheelchair around the garage and the driveway with remarkable skill. She combined the strength of her slightly recovered muscles with the enhancements Marcus had made. She laughed freely, called out to her mother, and even challenged her to races outside. The shy, withdrawn girl from weeks ago had returned to life, showing a personality full of energy, joy, and determination. Marcus, standing in the background, observed with a mixture of pride and gentle humility. He had not only repaired a wheelchair, he had restored a young girl's spirit. The community began to take notice in a more profound way. Neighbors complimented Marcus on his skill, but more importantly, they marveled at Lily's transformation. Children waved at her as she passed, inspired by her courage and joy. Some parents approached Marcus to ask for guidance in helping their own children with disabilities. Marcus remained humble, reminding them that small, consistent acts of care and attention made all the difference. He knew that the true reward was Lily's regained freedom and confidence, the bright laughter that now rang through the neighborhood each evening. One evening, as the sun set and painted the garage in warm golden tones, Marcus watched Lily navigate a tight turn successfully, her hands steady and confident. Her mother clapped softly, her eyes glistening with tears of pride. Lily stopped, beaming at Marcus, her gratitude evident even without words. In that moment, Marcus realized that his tireless nights, meticulous adjustments, and unwavering patience had culminated in something far greater than any repair. He had changed a life, rekindled hope, and created a pathway for Lily to rediscover joy, freedom, and confidence in a world that had once said it was impossible. One sunny afternoon, Marcus Hill invited Lily Matthews and her mother to a local park for the first real outing since Lily's transformation. The upgraded wheelchair moved smoothly, responding to every tilt and push with precision. Lily navigated the paved pathways confidently, occasionally stopping to look around, her eyes wide with wonder. Passers-by paused, intrigued by the young girl gliding independently. Children stared with awe, and parents whispered excitedly about her progress. Marcus walked beside her, hands ready but not intrusive, allowing Lily to experience her freedom fully. The golden sunlight reflected off the bright frame of the chair, symbolizing a new beginning for her. As Lily turned a sharp corner with ease, her laughter rang out like music, drawing smiles from strangers and neighbors alike. Her mother followed closely, a mix of pride and disbelief on her face. Every careful maneuver Lily made was a testament to her determination and Marcus's thoughtful modifications. Other children waved and called out greetings, inspired by her courage and energy. Marcus offered guidance when necessary, reminding her to pace herself, but mostly he let her lead, watching quietly as she embraced independence for the first time in years. Lily's mother approached Marcus, tears forming in the corners of her eyes. She hugged him tightly, her voice trembling as she whispered, "You didn't just fix her chair, you gave her life back." Marcus shook his head, a modest smile on his face. "She did all the hard work herself," he replied softly. "I just gave her a little support." His words were sincere, yet he could not deny the pride swelling in his chest. Watching Lily maneuver confidently, interact with others, and laugh freely brought him a sense of accomplishment unlike anything he had ever experienced. The park outing became a milestone for Lily. She greeted other children, waved at neighbors, and even joined a spontaneous game of tag, her wheelchair enabling her to participate with ease. Marcus observed every interaction, noting improvements in her posture, balance, and confidence. Her mother clapped and encouraged her at every turn, her eyes shining with gratitude. The small town watched in amazement as a child, once withdrawn, and dependent, demonstrated determination, joy, and independence. It was clear that Marcus's efforts had far-reaching effects, extending beyond Lily to the community that now saw possibility and hope firsthand. Following the park event, Lily's return to school was met with celebration. Teachers welcomed her, classmates cheered, and friends eagerly helped her navigate hallways and playgrounds. Marcus continued to check in, ensuring her wheelchair remained perfectly tuned for daily use. Lily's newfound independence allowed her to join extracurricular activities, attend group projects, and participate in physical education with modifications. Each success further solidified her confidence and determination. Marcus often reflected on the progress, realizing that while the wheelchair had been a tool, it was Lily's courage that truly drove the transformation, and the combination of art and skill had changed everything. The story of Marcus's dedication spread through the community. Neighbors praised the mechanic, not only for his craftsmanship, but for his compassion and perseverance. Local newspapers highlighted the incredible journey of a young girl who had been told she would never walk or move freely again. Yet with care, attention, and creative problem-solving, Marcus had given Lily a chance to thrive. The community recognized the lesson in his actions. Hope and determination, paired with skill and kindness, could achieve miracles that even medical professionals sometimes overlooked. As weeks turned into months, Lily continued to flourish. She learned new maneuvers, navigated curbs and obstacles, and developed a level of independence previously unimaginable. Her laughter became a regular feature in the neighborhood, and her parents shared stories of how Marcus's thoughtful engineering had not only improved her mobility, but also her self-esteem. The little adjustments, exercises, and encouragements had collectively built a foundation of confidence. Marcus, ever humble, preferred to stay in the background, content to witness Lily's growth rather than seek recognition. Finally, a celebratory event was organized in the park. Friends, family, and neighbors gathered to witness Lily's achievements. Marcus stood quietly to the side, watching her glide effortlessly across the lawn. Her mother presented a small speech, acknowledging Marcus's tireless dedication and the life-changing impact he had on their family. Applause erupted, and Lily beamed, thrilled by her newfound independence and the community's admiration. Marcus's work had transcended mechanics. He had restored hope, dignity, and the sheer joy of living for a young girl who had almost given up. From that day onward, Marcus became known not just as a skilled mechanic, but as someone who could transform lives. Lily continued to excel, her confidence growing with each passing day. Her mother remained deeply grateful, often speaking of the quiet man whose compassion had altered their path forever. Marcus's actions reminded everyone that sometimes hope isn't found in doctors, diagnoses, or machines. It is found in the heart of someone willing to care, observe, and act. Lily's journey, powered by courage and aided by Marcus's dedication, became a lasting testament to what genuine human kindness could achieve.